Hey folks, I just wanted to briefly recap some big ideas that we had from last night's class. I feel that we were slightly rushed in the end. Plus there's a couple additional points that if you're viewing this may help you significantly as we continue to study Aristotle, continue with our readings. And so I'm just going to throw this out there, and if you're able to view this, I hope it helps you out. Last class we were discussing happiness in the best life. And we said that happiness has more to do with what we do, the kind of doing of our life, than just what happens or what we possess. That Aristotle says that happiness is a kind of being at work. And so then the question becomes, what is the real work of man, right? What is the work of a human being, and what's the kind of work that brings out what's best in a human being? And so if we look at Book 1, Chapter 7, we say Aristotle give a nice sort of articulation of how that is the highest good and makes a connection to virtue. In Book 1, Chapter 7, page 12 at the very top, Aristotle says, if this is so, the human good comes to be disclosed. So the human good comes to be disclosed. It appears as the being at work of the soul in accordance with virtue. And if the virtues are more than one, in accordance with the best and most complete virtue. But also this must be in a complete life. So that the highest kind of living, his articulation of this, that the best way of life, our happiness, has to do with us doing the kind of activities of virtue, and not just any virtue, but perhaps the best virtues. And if there's more than one, then more than one, right? And so next class, as you're studying virtue, it's going to be essential to see that connection between how virtue, or a kind of excellent way of doing things, is connected to happiness in this way. When we think about other aspects of life, for instance, our health, or how much money we have, whether or not you were raised in a good family, things of these issues that seem important to happiness, whether or not you have friends. These kinds of things are integrally connected to happiness for Aristotle, but not in the same way as what we do. If we look at Book 1, Chapter 9, page 15, we're looking at around marginal lines 1099b, around 25 or so. In the middle of page 15, Aristotle writes, and what is being sought is further eliminated by our, what is being sought is further illuminated by our formula. For happiness was said to be a sort of being at work of the soul in accordance with virtue, while all the other goods are either conditions that need to be present for happiness, or else things that naturally assist the work and are useful as tools. So for instance, our health, right? In order to have happiness, you must have health, because of course you got to be alive. You got to be able to do things if happiness is a kind of being at work. Right? Now, but health is not happiness. It is a condition of happiness. It's what makes it's one of the things that are required in order for us to do the kind of activities of happiness. Similarly, money, right? Money is not necessarily a condition, but it is a useful tool. You know, having lots of money is not happiness in any way. However, but having some money and having enough money becomes a tool that makes you capable of doing the kind of things that would be part of a happy life. And so I hope these kinds of distinctions help a little bit, and I hope you enjoy your breaks. All the best.